Hello, my friends. Okay, here's an interesting video. It's not about racism and it's not about Russian pofigism and all this kind of stuff. You know what? I was meditating this morning, and there's been that question. Elon Musk often asks this question about, and others, other scientists, physicists, ask this question: if time has no beginning, or if at least there was 14 billion years since the Big Bang, where are the aliens? Like, are we alone here? People have had time, or other beings have had time to come and find us. And I got a great answer to that question today when I was meditating. There's an assumption in that question which is incorrect, I think, a very fundamentally human kind of assumption, which is that development is linear. It's like they've been developing for 15 billion years. Why aren't they here yet, finding us with their spaceships? And that is probably a very sad, very incorrect assumption. There's a cycle of evolution. Like the dinosaurs evolved on the Earth, and there was an asteroid. So it's not this like. And then if you think, oh, but there's probably a planet that didn't get hit by an asteroid for at least a few billion years. Of course, we got hit by many asteroids over 4 billion years. But that's such a misconception. Everything is evolving, and it's such a amorphous universe, which is, there's no universe, but I mean multiverse, let's say. So, like, for example, supernova, okay? Think about the diameter of the fireball of a supernova, and I don't know what that is. I've asked people, I'm not sure what it is. But whatever, how wide that is, in there, there's gamma rays, X rays, other kinds of things, very, very hot plasma, I guess. And so, whatever it is, it's just going to annihilate a lot of cellular type of life. Notice I say cellular type of life because I believe that it's much more interesting to use that word. It's just the English word life, right? But to use that word to indicate our everything that's in our evolutionary tree, which obviously also includes stars, right? Because stars create heavy metals, create minerals, create unicellular life. Probably, we don't know the bridge between mineral, I would say mineral life, to unicellular life, bacteria, eukaryotes, prokaryotes. So that's all I wanted to say is that this idea that there's where the aliens are we totally alone? See, that's a duality. Incorrect. Third variant. Third variant, people are out there. Not people, other beings are out there and other plans have developed, but you have to understand that they develop and then they are blown up, you know, in various ways, shapes, and forms, or sort of zapped by gamma rays or something. And don't think then life ends. No, then life evolves. Because life for me is a bigger word. That I think would be the next understanding to have is that life is this much bigger kind of idea. Evolution is a much bigger idea. It's not from apes to humans. Think of evolution as from what you might call inanimate to animate, from minerals to bacteria. That's an important part of evolution. Or from stars to minerals. Except that it's it's sad because it's a different type of life, right? But that's your mama is in there. You know what I mean? I mean, your relatives going back in time include these things that you would call inanimate, which is probably sad for you, but it's okay to expand a little bit with your. Now, this is the human consciousness to you speaking, and this also evolved from these, what you would call inanimate things, what I would call other forms of life, like minerals and stars, what's in stars, which is a lot of stuff. I think we think, oh, it's just a star, some burning ball of gas. Wrong, It's doing all kinds of things that we don't understand. It does have water. People have measured with spectroscopy or whatever it's called that there is, water on the surface of Mars. Of course, not liquid. And oh, it's so hot, it's just horrible as hell. No, just think of that. Maybe that's part of your deal, your family's life is that your family lives also in these millions of degrees kind of environments. And then they evolve into, heavy metals when they get dispersed. And then they evolve into, minerals. And they evolve into bacteria and multicellular life. And then things like fish, fish like worms, and then into, the Darwinian evolution all the way to things like us, and then, other things, computer life, that's okay too to say. Why not? Something about electricity and how that works, electromagnetic, fields. So that's all I wanted to say is that it could be that there are. I'm going to say that I'm sure that there is this life, right, everywhere, you know. It's completely permeated in everything and on the moon. There's minerals there that are crystals are growing. Okay, so it's everywhere. Life is everywhere, and in our sun, of course. And why haven't they visited us yet? That final to get back to that first question, they haven't visited us yet. These space aliens. Firstly, because they are visiting us now, as in everything here is a space alien. Number one. Number two, why don't they look totally foreign, like they just came from another planet? And that, I was like, interstellar travel. Why isn't there, Tom? Why, okay, everything's a space alien, but why isn't there interstellar travel? And I say, okay, that you need to understand. It's too far apart between the stars. And by the time you get your technology ready to do that, you're already going to blow up. Now, don't think of that as just a dead end. That just means that think of it as life, not as like go stop, go stop. Think of it as it's just more like unbegrenzt in German, or like без границы in Russian, or in English. Think of it as how do you say this? It's like, well, it's like Buddhism, interdependence or emptiness, right? But what we'd be talking about is no border type experience of life. So it's not like, oh, this was me. Where is my visitor from another star? It's more like every this here on this planet Earth, and then to our star and to the next star is all life. Okay, so you could find alien anywhere on that path. Okay, alien life, because this star is life, and you call it your alien if you want. And then any of those little particles, probably, yeah, between our star and the next star that seems like empty space, but of course there's little stuff there all the time. Is that, or what they call dark matter and this kind of thing, that's all life. That's we evolved from that stuff, and bring that into your experience. Okay, so that is your alien that you've been waiting for, and you are that alien. You're also an interstellar traveler because what you evolved from the last supernova, okay, which was another star. Okay, so we just bring that into our consciousness, and then you have it. And then you say, that's the answer to that question.